doing a dance. Good morning. Welcome to my home vanity. I'm going to do my makeup for the day and you're going to follow along. Come in closer. If I'm doing any sort of eye, I tend to like to do it first because I'm very pedantic about my base and my concealer being perfect. So for eyes, I'm going to do just a quick mush. I call it the mush. You just layer a bunch of stuff until you get something nice and hazy. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cosmic Gold eyeshadow stick. I'm going to take that all over the mobile lid. And then just quickly buff out the edges with a finger. I'm telling you, it's the mush. Boom. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Eye Filter in Star Aura. Look, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's got like a bunch of like champagne and bronzy shades. So I'm going to go in with a finger and this bronzy, deep bronzy shade. And I'm going to pop that on the outer half of the lash, of the eye, mobile eye. Outer half. Already that gives a little bit of depth and lift to the eye. Cute. Okay, I'm going to take that lighter champagne shade. I'm just going to pop straight onto the ball of the eyelid. This is going to give me that beautiful concavity, makes the eyes sparkle, provide some intensity to the gaze. And I like to take this a little bit high. I just like the way that it sparkles. Okay. The other day, I took this pink shade here and I ran that through this inner socket and I really liked the way that it looked. So I'm going to do that again. I'm kind of happy with where that eye is right now. I don't want to do too much eyeliner and such because I'm wearing my Lashify lashes, and in order to keep them the longevity as long as possible, I try to be delicate with my lashes, but I might add a little bit of brown liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury Barbarella brown, just a little bit on the outer lash line, just on the outer half there. Oh yeah, love eyeliner. Amazing, love that eyeliner. Maybe I'll blend it a little. All right, onto foundation. My two favorite foundations that I'm reaching for most right now are the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation and obviously the amazing Suku Nude Wear Liquid. They're similar, actually. The NARS is perhaps a hair dewier and the Suku is perhaps a hair lighter. This is so lightweight, I don't know what kind of sorcery they use in this stuff. I might go with the Suku today. You really only need a few drops. It spreads very easily. I'm gonna run that all over the skin. I like keeping my foundation light. I like to keep quite a light layer of foundation, and I'll tell you why. Aside from like the obvious reasons, it looks more natural, you know, etc., etc. It feels more lightweight on the skin. I find that it actually wears better if you have less makeup on your face, which makes sense, right? The less product there is on the skin to move and settle and crease and get greasy, then I find that my skin just looks a bit better throughout the day. I can't tell you where this sponge is from, but if you can tell me, I would love that because this sponge is wonderful. I love all the shapes and I would like to purchase another. That's done a good job, just sort of evened out my skin tone a little bit. I've still got some redness showing, but I'm okay with it. Okay, next let's do some under eye concealer. In my 2021 favorites video, I mentioned the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I like using this in the innermost portion underneath the eyes where I'm bluest, and that's still a routine that remains through 2022. So I'm just going to take a tiny little bit on my finger and stamp it in the inner corner here. I actually don't find, I don't have much blueness anywhere else, but in this innermost corner it is quite blue, so I'm going to focus the highest coverage concealer there and then use something a bit lighter and more emollient around the larger eye area. Is that extra to use multiple concealers under the eye? Probably. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. This is really light and luminous and good for kind of larger areas of concealing or highlighting. So I'm gonna take in a semicircle here. I have a natural kind of hollow under my eye here, and I feel like this really brightens the eye area. If you're someone who doesn't love concealer or doesn't love face products, this Bendy Avocado Concealer is so lightweight and fresh. I think just about everybody will love that. Okay, so now I've done my under eyes. At this point I like to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm into cream blush, I like a Chanel powder blush. You know, I'm going through blush phases, and all of the blush phases are peach. But I'm thinking we do something today, a little something like... Don't judge my drawers, okay? I didn't clean before you guys came. This is like the everyday reality. Why don't we compare some of these moussey blushes? So I've got one here from NARS. This is NARS Rush, and also Shiseido, the Minimalist Whip Powder Blush in 07. Let's do a little bit of a play. I'm going to apply this with fingers. I don't know if that's necessarily the correct way, but it's the way that I like to do it, and then kind of bounce with a beauty blender to blend any edges. The NARS one, it's really lovely. Actually really enjoy this. I like the color Rush as well. It's a great peach. I find that the Shiseido is quite a bit more pigmented, and I sometimes go a little bit overboard accidentally. All right, on this side I'm going to use the Shiseido 07. I like them both. I like a moussey blush. I think it's cool innovation, cool texture to work with. What are your favorite mousse blushes? Tell me in the comments and I'll pick some up. Popping a bit of that blush around the face so that that flush appears to make sense in the greater picture. I might try applying these mousse blushes with a brush. I actually haven't tried that yet, but it seems like it would work because it's powder-esque. Oh yeah, that does work. Cute. Okay, I purchased this recently, the Westman Atelier Contour Stick in Biscuit. It's a brilliant shade. When I swatched in store, I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. But when I put it on my face, the magic really happened. So I like to, again, take it with my fingers on my little ring finger here, locate my cheekbone, and start mid-cheekbone, and just blend outwards. I also do like to put a little bit of contour here. It's a risky one because there's no natural hollow here, so on the side it can look quite strange, and I think the key is to just really blend any edges so that regardless of what angle you're looking at the face, there doesn't appear to be some dark splodge of contour. I've been seeing this kind of contouring trick where creators put a little bit of contour sort of here, the Kate Moss trick I think they call it, and I'm on board. I'm on board, just with a careful and light hand. Brilliant. Okay. I've kind of been skipping highlight recently. I think it's because my skincare is quite dewy. I'm wearing a sunscreen, I'm wearing a bit of a dewy foundation. I actually enjoy that natural luminosity that I get from my skincare and my makeup. I don't really feel the need to go in with a highlight. But I will for you guys, because when I don't, I know some of you get quite upset. I think I might use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter as a highlight. I think this is stunning. It's got a tiny bit of coverage, a very natural luminosity that doesn't pick up on peach fuzz or texture. It's not your kind of blinding highlight. I think trends have moved a little bit away from that, but it is beautiful in every light. On to brows. So I'm really excited. I'm getting a brow lamination next week. First time ever. I feel like it's going to change my life, but let's not jinx it. Until then, I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury Micro Shade Brow Pencil. I love lots of things about this pencil. I love that it's got a really fine tip, and it's quite a hard pencil, so it really gives you that hair-like stroke, What I don't love about it so much, and maybe this is like a niche Karima problem, but the shade's really just a little bit too warm. There's not a shade that's quite ashy enough for me. So I'm just gonna focus on my outer tail. I don't really put too much in my innermost brow because I'm quite full there. And my brows can start to look quite strong and bushy very quickly, so yeah, that's a good daytime brow, I reckon. What do you reckon? I really do like this brow pencil. Probably formula-wise, it's the nicest one that I've come across in years. Although I do think with my new hair color, I went a little bit lighter and a little bit warmer. I do think I can pull off a slightly warmer brow now. My God, my brow hairs are so unruly. I'm really looking forward to that brow illumination. Like, look at this guy, what is he doing? All right, something I've been doing recently. This is a relatively new step in my routine. I've started carving out my brows a little bit with concealer. Not necessarily to make my brows crisp or Instagrammy or anything like that, but I think because I've got now some little bit of pigmentation, a little bit of redness from where I've been plucking, and it just makes my eyeshadow feel a little bit messy. So I'm going to take a concealer on an angled brush. Any concealer will do. Just going to take a little bit of concealer here underneath the brow to cut any redness. Yeah, makes a big difference, I think. Another good one to open up the eyes. Okay, onto brow gel. I've been testing many and I still come back to the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and I have a new tip. This is going to sound ridiculous. When I do my brows, my mascara, whatever, I have the tendency to rush through everything. I've learned that when I do this slowly and get every hair inside the comb, it works exponentially better. So I just push them all up and then slowly tame any that I want to sit down. But I really make an effort to slowly push them up. Who knew? Slowing down gets the job done better. And those will stay up all day, pretty much. I might do a bit of the old powder. Day to day, I keep my powder to a minimum, but I do like a little bit under the eyes just to help to conceal these hollows and tear trail lines that I have. So I'm going to take a bit of the Laura Mercier, good old Laura Mercier setting powder. This is a Ray Morris brush, and just stamp on this innermost portion. Sometimes I'll also take a little bit of powder on the smile lines because no one wants to be shiny there. Dewy smile lines, not a thing. One more thing for the base before I continue. I'm just going to add a little bit more concealer. I like to do this towards the end of my makeup when I can see everything coming together. Where do I want more light? Where do I need a little bit more brightening? And I see a little bit here that's casting a shadow. Perhaps a little here. Sides of the nose, sides of the mouth. I also like to take a little line down my jaw here. It just amps up the contrast, makes the jawline look a little bit sharper, takes down any redness. People who are prone to surface redness might get a little bit of redness down here, so serves multiple purposes. It's a flattering trick, try it. All right, this is a weird implementation, but something that I've been doing recently is for my lower lash line, I want a little bit of something, but I want to keep it relatively light, and I've been actually going in with a nude lip liner on my lower lash line. I just like that kind of peachy color that it imparts. It's not too dark. It meshes nicely with my brown eyeshadow. I think it's a vibe. So I'm going to take that over the lower lash line, give it a light smudge. Just make sure you don't get it on your lash line, and it might not be eye safe, so cute. I'm going to add a little bit of mascara. My favorite mascara remains the Byredo Space Black. As I said earlier, I've got some I've got Lashify lashes on right now, so I'm not going to be adding mascara to my top lashes, but I will add a little bit to my bottom lashes. And I've been doing this a little bit differently too. So I used to kind of coat every single lash. Now I really focus on the center of the lower lash line and get those really long and piecey. And I feel like this gives me a more doe-eyed effect, a larger eye. And the additional benefit is that my outer corner doesn't smudge nearly as much as it used to. What lip shall she do? Oh, this is nice. Let's do this one, and maybe this one. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm going to pair this lip liner with the M Cosmetics Magic Hour. This is kind of like a powder, almost like a powdery lip. It's kind of reminiscent of the old liquid lipsticks, except new age and much more comfy and a little bit sheer. Boom. This is actually really beautiful on the cheeks as well. Oftentimes I just do a little bit of this. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you so much for coming over. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I shall speak to you soon.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.